So are you at all worried about Blake Williams jumping in if you and his dad square off?
No, I don't worry about those type of things.
I'm just kidding. Hey, so the last 2 weeks on the episodes that we saw, you harped on a couple of things: mental toughness and then lack of discipline. Are those two intangibles that this team has a lot of ground to make up on?
Yeah, I think this time of year, every team, number one. I mean, you're trying to form your identity and what type of group you're going to be, and that's the type of group we're looking to be. So any opportunity you got a chance to do that, we're trying to do it, and the guys are making progress. But you want a mentally tough group that can overcome adversity, and you definitely want a disciplined group that's not going to do things that get you beat in a game.
Todd, do you have a problem with Hugh giving players days off, or do you think they have to practice daily?
No, the great thing about here is Coach Jackson gives us as assistant coaches the opportunity to speak our opinion. Ultimately, it's his decision of what he wants to do, and I'll 100% support it. But it's not always the case, where assistants get to voice an opinion or thoughts, and some of them he's going to take, and some of them he's not. But whatever decision's made, I'm 100% behind.
Todd, the opening scene last night was Corey going into Hugh's office and then him telling Hugh, Corey, go talk to Todd. Did he come talk to you, and what was the message?
He did come talk to me, but I'm really focused on the guys that are here practicing. We got a big job going on here, and trying to get to where we need to be. So I'll stick to talking about these guys.
Did Callaway kind of win you over by the end of that Giants game?
It's a work in progress. He did some good things. He did some not so good things, but he's another one of these young guys with enough potential to have you excited as coaches. But anytime you're a young receiver coming into this league, having coached that position for a long time, it is a tough transition. So we're pushing all those young guys every day as hard as we can, trying to get a couple of them to kind of come out of the pack.
We've talked a lot about the time Tyrod has put in. What are some areas he's gotten definitely better since the spring to right now?
I just think his understanding of the plays, the concepts that we're running, and that takes time. Some are similar to what he's known, some aren't as similar. That process takes time. I just asked them all the other day, how they felt about the verbiage, because when it starts to become their real language, when there's no more translation going on, because so much of the time in this league, when you have guys that have come from different systems, different languages, they're translating early on. This means that, because a lot of it's the same, but they all felt really comfortable, and that made me feel good about the direction we're going. But he's following the pattern of successful players. He's generally the same guy every day, and he's just getting a little bit better each day, and that's all we're looking for from everybody.
What's your comfort level with Joel Bitonio at left tackle? Do you think you can move ahead there like it is, or do you need to keep experimenting?
I think he's doing a good job. I think every minute that he and 63 are working together is very important to us, and he's making progress, and Corbett's making progress. So. But I feel comfortable with where we are right now from the first five standpoint.
When adding a player with Des Bryant's background, are you concerned about chemistry in the room and fit, things like that?
You assuming that that's happening? Or?
Well, I mean, it's coming in tomorrow. Yeah. In the discussion about whether he's a fit, what would concern you about Bryant?
We're going to coach the guys that are here. If Des Bryant, who obviously has been a good player in this league, is in that mix, he's going to be coached like everybody else. I tell everybody that shows up here, we don't care about what means you get here. If you're willing to put your hand in the pile and work and be part of moving forward and having success, I'm all for it.
You said how tough it is for some receivers to transition into the NFL. You got a lot of young ones. Do you feel like you need another veteran to bring in with Jarvis?
I'm excited about these young guys. I really am. I mean, that being said, as I just said to him, if guys are willing to come in here and guys with the pedigrees and resumes like somebody like him, I mean, of course we're going to, accept them and coach the heck out of them. But the young group is a group to be encouraged about. It's not just one or two. I mean, there's a group of them that we're just looking again for a couple guys to kind of separate themselves from the others.
Last time we talked to you, you mentioned that you felt that Baker Mayfield still had a long way to go. Where do you feel like he is now, and how is he coming along?
He's making progress. He much like I said, Tyrod. He's a younger guy that has more to learn, but he's generally been the same guy every day, and he's made consistent progress, and that's a good sign. But for his first game, he had an opportunity to get out there and run around and throw the football, and I thought, for the most part, he made good decisions and made some real good plays. So that was all good stuff.
Do you feel like since Thursday night when you had that conversation with Jarvis telling him to take Antonio under his wing, have you seen Jarvis
Well,
do
they
that?
showed everything. Huh?
You were all over it. I don't know if you saw you were.
No, I forgot about it.
You were all over it.
But I got a lot of texts this morning.
Is he taking that role?
Yeah, I mean, I love Jarvis and what he brings to this team, and he's going to be one of the at the forefront of changing this culture. There's no doubt about it. Tyrod, you could throw in that group. I mean, but Jarvis is a guy that wants to win, and what more could you ask? From a guy is that strong desire to have success, win games. Because really, for us, the fun is in the winning. It's too much work if you go out there and don't get to experience the fun of winning. And Jarvis is the type of guy that will do anything necessary to give us the best chance to get that done.
In regards to how you kind of hit the roof when your quarterback gets touched in practice, yesterday I think it was Ben Roethlisberger in practice, now he's in the concussion protocol. Is that a perfect example of why it's just so hands off out here?
I'm going to comment on other teams. I have a strong opinion on in practice. I feel like good teams, they stay away from their quarterback because those are guys we cannot afford to lose by accident or on purpose. So, that's a must.
I'm sorry. How do you account for the performance of the running game in the Giants game? 33 carries, 50 yards.
Not good enough. Our mentality, obviously, in that first game was we were coming out and throwing the ball around a little bit. I was happy with how that went. Didn't have the frontline guys in there for very long, and we got a young group behind them that we're pushing hard to make progress and improve, and they know they got to be better. Our backs got to be better. We can't have 7 minus runs for 17 to 20 yards, whatever it is. You're starting to give up points when you get into that area. We got to be better. So obviously that's been an emphasis this week.
But how about even in practice? It seems sometimes in practice, especially on those goal lines, that the defense for themselves. What do you see in practice here that make you think they'll run?
Defense want them because they're on the 3. If we get 1 yard and go when we're in goal line, we feel like it's a successful play. So it's all perception. But our defense looks like they have a chance to be pretty good. And that's good for us because that'll make us better each and every day. We get a lot of looks, probably more looks than most teams are seeing this time of year. And we're trying to use that to our advantage as best we can to become a smarter team that's more aware and adjust quicker. It's a work in progress, as I said.
Hey, Todd, when do you know that a team is mentally tough enough, or what do you look for to check that along the way?
I just think you're hard things to measure, but groups that are able to overcome bad portions of practice and bounce back, find ways to start to have success in games. Obviously, you're looking for a team that can bounce back, within a game, bounce back after poor games. Just general overall pretty obvious things that you're looking for. You're looking for a group that doesn't back down, that continues to fight and is able to overcome some adversity.
Coming off 1-31, could you tell that this group had farther to go than other groups you've been
I haven't really thought about it. You know, each and every year for every coach is a new year, and new people. It never stays the same. And you know, I've been very focused on this group and trying to develop a group with an identity and a group that is hard to deny what we're trying to get done.
Tight ends behind and Joker. What do you have?
I'm really excited about Darren Fowles. You know, he gives us a big body, true pro that's been a real leader in that room and has made plays. You know, despite his age, he doesn't have a ton of tread off the tire. You know, but he is a big body that can really, I think, will really help us in the run game and can still do things in the pass game. You know, Seth, unfortunately, just hadn't been out there much. But when he has, I think we were all pretty encouraged about the progress he was making. You know, we just now got to get him on the field. And then we got some young guys, much like the receivers, that we're hoping one of them is able to come out of the pack.
What about Baker Mayfield that you've seen so far, either in practice or the game, leads you to believe that when the time comes, he'll be successful in the NFL?
I mean, speaking on the game, I mean, your first opportunity to get out there with real bullets flying, you know, I thought it wasn't too big for him. You know, he like I said, he was by no means perfect, but he kept his cool. He was never flustered. I think it's clear to everybody he can really throw the football. So, you know, the key for him is to just keep working, keep learning from the older guys in that room, Drew and Tarad, that really give him a great chance to grow and develop because, as I said earlier in the year, it's a unique group and one that's a lot of fun to be around. And I'm sure any young quarterback, Baker, Brogan, you know, it's an ideal environment to grow and learn and develop.